All right, so Apple just dropped a whole new lineup of iPhones, and I had a little hands-on time with two of the coolest models this year. The ultra-thin iPhone Air and the Pro and Pro Max. So I'm going to break it down into design, display, and of course the cameras. The reason why most people buy brand new phones every year. And maybe some small surprises that you wouldn't normally see on the spec sheet. Bada bing, bada boom. So first up is the iPhone Air. This thing is incredibly thin at just 5.6 millimeters thin. That is insane. That means probably half the thickness of my iPhone 15 Pro Max. I mean, this phone is already quite thin as it is. Holding this thing in your hand, it just made me go freaking wow. Just because it's thin doesn't mean that it feels cheap and flimsy in your hand. This thing feels premium, like a premium piece of jewelry. It's actually made out of titanium, the same material as my iPhone 15 Pro Max, but except this time it is polished titanium. Looks more like chrome or like polished steel, but it is just beautiful. A very, very beautifully designed phone. Other people had similar reactions to me when they held it in the hands for the first time. It was just like, damn, this thing is thin. After the thinness, the next thing that hits you is how light this phone is. Only 165 grams. I mean, it's hard to explain because this is quite heavy when you compare it to the iPhone Air. It is like crazy light and crazy thin. But let's talk about the display. So the iPhone Air gets a 6.5-inch OLED display with, ladies and gents, it's got 120 Hz ProMotion. This is the first time ProMotion has come to a non-Pro iPhone. I mean, finally, we got smooth scrolling on a non-Pro iPhone, and it looks amazing. In case you wanted to know, Dynamic Island is still undefeated. Yes, the iPhone Air also has Dynamic Island still. I gotta say, that display is a lot brighter than the display on my iPhone 15 Pro Max. I mean, it's noticeably brighter. If you have an aspirations to use your phone outside, then your screen will be more than bright enough to take on the sun. Alright, so let's talk cameras. So the iPhone Air comes with a single camera on the back. It's a 48 megapixel fusion camera with 2x optical zoom. That means you crop into the 48 megapixel sensor to get you closer to your subject. Technically, it's not really optical, it's digital zoom. And on the front, you have an 18 megapixel square sensor because it means you can snap portraits or landscape selfies without having to rotate your phone this way. I mean, that is freaking cool. I wish every camera came with a square sensor. So with the iPhone Air being this thin, let's talk about performance and batteries. So inside the Air is Apple's brand new N1 Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chip and an upgraded new C1X modem, which is promising you all-day battery life. Apple is quoting 27 hours of video playback. That is a lot of hours. That's more than a day of video playback. You also get MagSafe charging, and Apple is also selling a MagSafe battery pack, which is more like a backpack for your iPhone Air to give you more juice should you need some more, which I think is a telltale sign the battery might not be that good. Alright, so let's talk about colors and price. So this year we got some really interesting colors for the iPhone Air. So this year we get space black, we get cloud white, sky blue, and light gold. So prices start at $999 or £999 here in the UK. Let's now talk about the heavy hitters, the iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max. I gotta say, they feel absolutely luxurious in your hand. It's almost like a satin smooth kind of feel. The corners are a lot rounded now. It just feels nice in the hand. This feels nice, but not in the same way because this got sharper angles, but I prefer the way the new 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max feels. On the back is the new camera plateau. Basically, it's a camera bump. Apple has given a new name. The camera plateau is such a funny way to say a bump. It goes all the way across the back of the phone, and yeah, it's basically where all the computer bits and also the cameras and lenses are actually stored. It's a very clever way to use space. The rest is pretty much battery, but more about that a little bit later. I also gotta say the plateau kind of feels nice. Like when you're holding your phone in your hand, you can rest your finger underneath the plateau and just like gives the phone a really nice balance. I swear the orange on the aluminum is different to the orange on the glass back of the phone. So you get a very distinctive two-tone look on both the orange, the blue, and the silver. it's quite hard to see the Apple logo on the back of all the phones, especially the orange, because I feel like it kind of blends into the color. You don't really get to see the logo as much. And the Apple logo isn't just there for show, it's also there to help with with wireless charging. So it kind of like the signals pass through the Apple logo. Very, very clever use of materials. So let's talk about the display. What is new with the displays this year? The answer is absolutely nothing. They are the same displays as last year. 6.3 inch on the Pro and 6.9 inch on the Pro Max. Difference is this year you get anti-reflective coating on the display, and the display is also way brighter than displays from last year. I think it's 3000 nits peak brightness, which is definitely more than the brightness on my 15 Pro Max. Okay, so the new displays have twice the scratch resistance of last year's phone. I think that's how you say it. Let's talk about performance and cooling. So this year you get the brand new A19 Pro chip in the new phones, and you also get 12 gigs of memory. That is more than last year, because last year you only got 8. The Pro Max comes with a massive battery, which is good enough for 37 hours of video playback. That is a lot of hours. Alright, so this year the brand new Pros come with a thing called vapor chamber cooling. This basically means that you're able to play your favorite games for longer without the phone overheating, and also if you're a pro video shooter, you can shoot 4K video for much longer than you did last year, because your phone now runs cooler than last year's phones. So that is definitely a pro, because we don't want our phones overheating constantly. Let's talk about the camera system in the 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. The camera is an absolute beast. You now have 3 48 megapixel cameras across the back, wide, ultra wide, and the zoom. Also new this year is a whole brand new 4x telephoto zoom, equivalent to 100mm lens. If you crop in, then you get up to 200. So up front is the same 18 megapixel square sensor that you find in the Air and also the iPhone 17. So same landscape cropping features as on the other phones. The video side, you can record both front and rear camera, so like a picture-in-picture system, which is kind of cool, and it bakes it all into one video. How about colors? I mean, this year is really interesting, right? This year we get some seriously bright finishes on the Pro range, which is very unusual, because usually the brighter colors are on the cheaper phones, and then the muted colors on the Pro range. I'm not a fan of the deep blue or the silver. I think my favorite color this year has to be the orange. I like bright colors. Surprisingly this year there is no space black or space gray or anything like that. Okay, so that's the first look at Apple's thinnest phone ever, the iPhone Air, and the most advanced Pro lineup yet. The Pros are all about power and versatility. The big batteries, I mean that was a big move this year. The phones are actually thicker because they put bigger batteries inside. I mean, pros will love that. I love that. That's really cool. That was a big W this year from Apple. Which one is calling your name? The ultra thin iPhone Air or the feature packed 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bada bing, bada boom.